broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello everyone, I would like to welcome you and to thank you for choosing us as your stream of choice. The rally is set to start in just a few minutes. We are in a high school in Ocean City, Maryland. This is the second, count 'em, second stream for today. Second rally. First rally is up on our channel. If you didn't get the chance to check it out, after this one is done, you can check that one out. The highlight is on there. If you are new to our stream, please hook us up with a like. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more and join our community. Please share our link and press 1 if you think that we should let the Bernie supporters come aboard the Trump train. Press 1. I think that we should only get the smart Sanders supporters, because the rest of them are not that smart, to be honest with you. As of yesterday, Ted Cruz has no way of reaching 1237. Sanders is pretty much out. So, I believe that over 80% of Sanders and 80% of Cruz's followers will ride aboard the Trump train. They're more than welcome to come aboard and make Donald Trump President of the United States of America. Alright guys, let's take a quick poll. We were doing this yesterday. If you joined us, you know the rules. If you didn't join us, these are the rules. I ask a question. If you agree, press 1. If you disagree, press 2. The question is, people need to spend more time thinking about the negative aspects of socialism. If you agree, press 1. If you disagree, press 2. Alright, let's take another one. One more, or if you want more than one, then let me know. The next question. Again, if you agree, press 1. If you disagree, press 2. The question is talk is cheap. Press 1 if you agree, press 2 if you disagree. All right, let's do another poll. If you agree, press 1. If you disagree, press 2. So the question is, being absurdly wealthy is seldom a result of hard work. Press 1 if you agree, press 2 if you disagree. All right, so let's do one more. The question is, if you agree, press 1. If you disagree, press 2. Gentlemen's On and LBH Live is the best Trump streaming channel on YouTube. Even though we're still in our infancy, but we're still the best. Press 1 if you agree, 2 if you disagree. press 1 if you knew, or press 2 if you didn't know, that this channel is only a month and 10 days old. If you knew that, press 1. If you didn't know, press 2. All right, guys, just a quick announcement. Trump is set to do an interview with Bill O'Reilly. It starts at 5, so it's going to overlap with this rally. So check back maybe an hour after the rally is done, or maybe less, and it will be up on our channel. So just letting you guys know that O'Reilly is having an interview with Trump, but it's going to overlap with this rally. Thank you very much.
It never ends. Hello, everybody. Now, can you all hear me out there okay? I think so, right? Good, all right? This is a great place. We came out from the airport. We're going, people are all down the streets. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We had a great night last night, I want to tell you. That was something. You know, the media was saying you can't get over 50. Very hard to get over 50, even if you're really against two guys that don't have what it takes. It is. It's very, very hard. And yet we got 61%. And you know, if I would have gotten 49%, they would have absolutely done a number like you wouldn't have believed. They would have said, Trump had a horrible evening. This was terrible. This was a disgrace to our nation. This was really something. So anyway, you know, very, very dishonest people, but that's okay. It's only the media. That's all. We have fun. We have fun with each other. We have a lot of fun. Some of them are actually very good, I have to be honest with you. So, you know, coming up, I speak to my people. I said, give me some stats. And I want stats on Maryland. And I will tell you, boy, this place looks vibrant, though. This is a vibrant place. Right? Vibrant. Man. Fantastic. I don't think I believe the stats, if you want to know the truth. Thank you, fellas. Thank you. So we've lost a lot of jobs, 40% of it's manufacturing since 2001, when Congress, our brilliant Congress, voted to put China in the World Trade Organization. Great job. Negotiated by Bill Clinton. Negotiated by Bill Clinton. Oh boy, oh boy. You know, we are going to beat crooked Hillary. Now, crooked Hillary Clinton will not have a chance. She's not bringing jobs back. She doesn't know about the economy. She makes bad decisions. You know what Bernie Sanders said about her twice. You know that. Number one, he said she wasn't qualified. That's tough. I mean, that's tough. But he said bad judgment. She's got bad judgment. We are going to beat her so badly. It's going to be something. It's going to be something that you're going to watch and really enjoy watch. And look, hey, folks, to a large extent, we have to build the military. We have to do so many different things. We'll go over them. We're going to build our military so strong, so powerful, nobody is going to mess with us, right? Nobody. She's not going to do that. You know, I watched her last night during her speech. Honestly, I watched those two teleprompters out there. And she goes, and we're going to cover from north to south, to east to west. And then we're going to do this. And we're going to do that. You got to get up without the teleprompter sometimes, don't you? Really? Right? Right? I watched. That's going to be our president. We're going to have a hard time if that's going to be our president. I mean, frankly, she should not be allowed to run for president. I know the truth. Shouldn't be. What she's done is terrible. And frankly, just to say it one more time, so many people for doing so far less, whether it's General Petraeus or others, they've suffered dearly for doing just a small fraction of what she did. And it looks to me like she's being protected. It looks to me like they're going to let her run. And frankly, in a certain way, I'm happy about it because we are going to beat her so badly. And then we'll take a look. 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 And then we' for a second time at what she did. It's called statute of limitations, right? We'll take a look. No, it's a very important thing. We have to go out. We have to win. We have to win to make our country great again. We're going to make our country great again. Going to make our country great again. And you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so proud. And we're going to do a lot of things. We're going to do a lot of things. But we want to talk now about jobs for a little while, because for creating jobs as a president, honestly, you either have that instinct or you don't. If you have it, you have it. You know, did you ever hear you're born with certain abilities? I happen to be born with that ability to create jobs. It's like they asked Babe Ruth. They went up to Babe Ruth. He had more home runs than like 4 teams in the league put together. And they went up to him and they said, Babe, how do you hit the home run? He said, I don't know, man. I just swing at it. That's it. He just was able to do it. And you can talk about your great athletes. You can talk. It's an instinct. And if you don't have the instinct, you'll never, ever be able to do it. You won't even have a clue. We'll continue to be ripped off by China, by Mexico, by India, by Japan, by Vietnam, by every single country that we do business with. And it's not going to happen anymore. If I'm elected, it's not going to happen anymore. That I can tell you. Not going to happen. So sad. So I don't want to go over this because it's going to be very depressing. So I refuse to go over it, right? Talk about a couple of things. One of the things that I see, and you know, we know about the economy, we know about jobs being lost, jobs being moved to Mexico for no reason whatsoever, but they're going to Mexico for no reason whatsoever. And you know, the Hispanics are great people, the Mexicans are great people. I employ thousands of people, thousands of Hispanics. They're great. The problem is the Mexican leaders are too smart, too cunning, too sharp for our leaders. And they're ripping us so badly. And I don't blame them. I blame our leaders. I don't blame them. My hat's off to them. If they can get away with it, with me, they're not getting away with it, folks. I can tell you. They're not getting away with it. So, yeah, okay. We'll build the wall, but who's going to pay for the wall? Who? Absolutely right. You got it right, folks. You got it right. Oh, they love that wall. Hey, is it fun to be at a Trump rally? I mean, honestly, do you think this happens with Lion Ted Cruz? Believe me. First of all, the crowd would be about 25 people. That would be a problem. Then they'd start falling asleep listening to this guy with the dramatics. We will fight. We will. Oh, please. Ay, ay, ay. Lion Ted Cruz. You know, he walks in, the Bible held high, right? The Bible held high. He puts it down, comes over here, starts ranting and raving, and he starts lying, right? Lion Ted. We got some beauties. We got Lion Ted. We have Crooked Hillary. I won't go over the others because they're now defeated. You know, once they're defeated, you don't have to mention their names anymore. So, unless you want to, should we? Who cares? So, one of the things we have gangs. They're coming in from all over Latin America, South America. These are gangs. These are tough cookies. We're getting them the hell out of here when I'm president, I'll tell you. They're going to be gone. They're gone. Tough gangs, tough guys. They're tough guys. And you know what? They're gone. Let me tell you, we have a lot. When I announced on January 16th, I talked about illegal immigration. This is a subject that if I didn't bring it up, it would not even be talked about right now. And it's turned out to be one of the most important things in this presidential campaign. And that's where it started. And I said, we're going to build a wall. And now what happens is some of the people that are competing, the other day I heard Lion Ted, he said, and we're going to build a wall. He's not going to build a wall. He wouldn't know where to begin. He's not going to build a wall. Got to build a wall. The problem with the politicians, they're controlled by the special interests and the people that give them money. I'm self-funding my campaign, folks. Honestly, I feel a little foolish self-funding my campaign because all my life I take money. You know, I'm a business guy, nothing wrong. You take, right? With the red, beautiful cap, right? You understand. The Make America, look at that guy. I wouldn't want to mess with that guy. But all my life, you know, I take money, and I love it. I take money. That's what I do. Nothing wrong with it. Then I became a politician on January 16th. I refuse to call myself a politician, okay? I refuse. But on January 16th, I said, I went down the escalator with Melania and I announced I'm going to run. And I just took a deep breath. You know, it takes guts to do this, folks. I never did this stuff before. And then they tell me I'm in a debate with these 16 or 17 politicians. That's all they do is talk. There's no action talk. I said, let's see, how am I going to do debating? I never debated like this before. And then I hear, you know, some of them are like professional debaters. They were terrible. They don't debate. They were terrible. You know, if you keep cutting them off, you know, because when they debate for fun, they don't do so well. But when they debate for fun, that's the way. When you cut them off every 15 words, cut them off, they get all flustered. They don't know what the hell's happening. It's unbelievable. But you know what? That's real life. That's called life. You cut them off, that's called life. Even if you're not supposed to do it, we did it. So we went through, hello, darling. Who is that? Wow. I love you too. Is that great? You know, one of my men, went to this school. Kevin, where's Kevin? Where the hell is Kevin? Come here. He's a star. Where is Kevin? Get Kevin in here. Kevin. Watch this. Kevin. 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 We got to get him. Get up here. Get up here, Kevin. I don't know what they produce at this school, but this guy is a champ. He's tough as hell. Whenever there's a problem, he's not supposed, he runs right in like full blast, runs in. He is a wild man. Is everybody like that at this place? Say hello, Kevin.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
He's a great speaker, too. He's a great speaker. He's great. He's been with me right from the beginning. He's tough as hell, and he's great. And he has energy. You know, he's not a low-energy person. You understand that, right? Got a lot of energy. Great guy. So I said I'm going to do it, and I came down the escalator. I talked about illegal immigration. I talked about trade. The illegal immigration speaks for itself. It's horrible, the crime, the killing of Kate, the killing of Jamil. You remember Kate in San Francisco, Jamil in California, the vet, a female, wonderful, incredible woman, 65 years old, raped, killed, and sodomized by an illegal alien, an illegal immigrant. And all of a sudden, people started seeing that Trump is right. Ultimately, I'm always right, folks. I'm right. But they started seeing that I was right, we're all right. And by the way, when I say we're all right, we're in this together. This is a movement going on, folks. You know, watch, I think it's too late. Watch Bill O'Reilly, the second version, when he's on at 8 o'clock. But he interviewed me today. And last night, he said that this is the greatest phenomena he's ever seen in his lifetime in politics. Me. I say it's you. Because without you, there's no me. I'm like the messenger. I will tell you this. We are going to take back this country. We're going to bring smart back to the country. We're going to bring sanity back to the country. And that's really the story. That is really the story. And no matter where I go, look at this room. It's packed. There are thousands of people outside. It's packed. It's packed. Hey, Kevin, couldn't you get me a bigger room than this, Kevin? We'll make the gym bigger next time. But you know, and I wanted to come to Maryland. Maryland's great. I have property right across the Potomac. Thank you. I love you. I do love you. I love you too. Really. I'll tell you what, I didn't need this. This is not what I needed. My family says to me, Dad, why did you do this? I walked out the other day. They had like 114 police and Secret Service and cars and armor vehicles and all of this stuff. I get in, and my wife said, is this the life you want to lead? I said, I don't know. I'm not so sure. But the answer is, if I can do something for everybody, if we can make America great again, if we can put America first. You know, we don't put America first. Remember the expression used to be America first, right? America first. It's like America last, the way these people run it. You know, we protect all of these foreign nations. We protect Germany. We protect Japan. We protect South Korea and Saudi Arabia. We protect Saudi Arabia. And I have no problems with it, except they got to pay us. We can't do this. You know, when you see that our military budget is many times, they always say, our budget is many times any other country, right? That's fine. Except, you know what we're doing? We're protecting everybody else. In the meantime, we're laying off military. We're really decimating our own military. Again, we're going to make our military strong again. Strong. And our vets are going to love Trump. Our vets are going to love Trump. How many vets are in here right now? You don't look like a vet. You're 25 years old. Are you a vet? You look good. You look good. Well, that's the red cap that does it, right? Now, we're going to take care of our vets. Our vets are our great people, and we've got to take care of them. And you know who's our great people? Our police and our firemen. Our police are our great people. Our police. And they go through hell. I just met the sheriff. I met a lot of the top guys. I met all the guys. I'm taking pictures back there. They're driving me crazy. Sir, boy, do I feel safe with that. But I'll tell you what, our police in this country are so great, and they're not taken care of the way we should be cherishing them. We should be taking care of them. They keep us safe. They keep us safe. They allow us to do this. They keep us safe. And they're great. And you know the problem, if there's one mistake made, or a bad apple, which we all have, but if there's one mistake, it's like the biggest story in the world, all over television, for weeks and weeks. People don't realize what a great job our police do. So I just want to thank all of the cops. Incredible people. So I started with borders, and I then went to trade. Trade is like so easy for me. When you see that China has a trade deficit, we have right now with China a trade deficit of $505 billion, with Mexico, $58 billion, with Japan, who the hell knows? They don't even know how. You know, do you think the government, honestly, the government can't do anything right? Do you honestly believe they even know what the deficit is? I don't think they read the documents. And now they're going with TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. We had NAFTA, which was a total disaster, approved by John Kasich. And by the way, last night, I got, I guess, 91 or something out of 95. We got 61% of the vote. And then I always hear, I had 55,000. This is the truth. This came right off cable, and I happen to believe them. On this, I believe them. 55,000 negative ads. Now, who can take 55,000? That includes Florida, where I won in a landslide. That includes a lot of other places where we won. And I actually say, do ads mean anything? Because how can you do it? And the ads are mostly false. A couple of them were pretty good, actually, pretty right. But it's, think of it, 55,000 negative ads. How would you like to be my family And the entire time, you're watching CNN, Fox, MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC. You're watching, and all you see are Trump ads, negative. And then we go to the polls and Trump wins, like in a landslide. What does that mean? What does it mean? I have this one sleazebag. I'm a conservative, okay? But I'm sort of on trade. I'm a free trader, but we need smart people. Otherwise, you can't be a free trader. So we have free trade, but it's free for them, not free for us. We make all bad deals. But the other day, I get a call from a friend of mine, and he was telling me, it's sort of funny, we're talking about it. They have this firm, it's a conservative think tank. The guy's a moron. They have this firm, and they come up to see me in my office a number of months ago. And I said, what do they want? Who are they? It's called the Club for Growth. You ever hear of these losers? The Club for Growth. So they come up to see me, and I say, who are they? And I did it for a friend, and he said, would you see them? This was a wonderful meeting. The guy spends, I think he's an ex-congressman or something, which tells you a lot about him. The guy spends time telling me about the Club for Growth, and I'm sort of like, I'm busy as hell, folks. So I'm looking at him and said, okay, good, are you finished? What do you want? Would you give us $1 million? I said, what? Why? Just because you're rich, you don't have to be stupid, right? I'd rather take $1 million and give it to that guy with the glasses. I'd rather give it to you, right? I'd give it to this guy, the handsome guy. I'll give it to those guys, this beautiful young, no. Or I'll just throw it. So this guy comes up, and he tells me about the Club for Growth. Nothing. I'm like falling asleep. And then he asked me for $1 million, I give him credit. He could have said, would you give me 1,000? I don't know if I gave him 1,000 anyway. But he asked me for $1 million. I said, do me a favor. Put it in writing. He puts it in writing. I get a letter. Club for Growth. Mr. Trump, great seeing you. Would you give us $1 million? So I tell him no. That was an easy one, actually. Now, they advertise against me. Trump. They talk about all sorts of, whatever they can think of. They put ads in. And I say, think of it. Here's a guy comes up, and in a way, it's a form of extortion. But he comes up to my office, asks me for money, writes a letter. You've seen the letter on the website. I put it out. Writes me a letter asking me for $1 million. I say, in a very nice way, no thank you. And now they're one of the people that fight me and advertise against me. Politics is a wonderful business, folks. Isn't this a beautiful business? Just a beautiful, beautiful business. Do you know what it is when land has to be condemned for a highway? What's it called? Do you know? Eminent domain, right? It's like a history class. It's called eminent domain. Look at this guy. He's the only one that knew the answer, and I wouldn't have guessed it was going to be you, okay? Okay. No, it's called eminent domain. So we didn't have eminent domain. You wouldn't have highways. You wouldn't have schools and hospitals. You need it. I mean, look, I don't like eminent domain. Who likes eminent domain? But you need it. So everybody wants to have, all the conservatives want the pipeline, the pipeline going from Canada to Texas, right? So, right, the Keystone Pipeline. So they all want it. So they have a whole big section, eminent domain, because you wouldn't have that pipeline go 15 feet without eminent domain. So they have ads, Donald Trump loves eminent domain. Who the hell loves it? You need it to build roads and things. So when you watch things and you watch, politics is a very dirty, dirty, dishonest business, folks. And I've never seen anything like it. And we're running now for office, and it's a rigged deal. This whole thing with delegates is rigged. It's a rig where I win Louisiana, and I don't get as many delegates as some guy that lost, and then I win some. Now, let me give you the good news. Here's the good news. I'm winning by like 300 delegates. I'm winning by... to me, even though they don't even count it, I'm winning by millions of votes. Millions of people have signed on to vote for Trump because they want to make America great again. They want to see proper trade deals made. They want to lower their taxes, which we're doing big league. They want to save their Social Security, which is under siege by everybody. We're going to save it, folks, and we're going to not do cuts and all. Cruz, all these guys, they want to cut the hell out of it. We're going to save the Social Security. We're going to bring our business back. We're going to bring our money back. We're going to bring our jobs back. And we're going to be a strong nation again. And we're going to have Social Security. There's a lot of seniors, a lot of people in this room, they've been paying in all their life. Now they want to change it. So we're going to have it. And I'm the only one that says it. I will say, I'm the only one that says it. Mike Huckabee used to say it, and he's a great guy, by the way. But Mike, and his daughter is fantastic. You ever see her on television? Right? She is, what a great representative she is. She's incredible. But Mike would say it, but other than the two of us, nobody says it. And we're going to save it. We're going to save a lot of things. We're going to save the military. We're going to save our school system because we're bringing the schools back locally and we're ending Common Core. We're going to end it. We're going to save our Second Amendment, which is absolutely being decimated. You know, I tell the story all the time. The two radicalized people that got married in California, right? So they walk into their workplace where they work with these people, where these people gave a baby shower for their baby, and they blew them apart. If the other side of that room, the people that worked there, had somebody had a gun to the ankle or a gun to the waist, and if bullets were flying in the opposite direction, you wouldn't have had 14 people that would have been killed. And if they knew there were guns in there, they probably wouldn't have even gone there. They would have gone for another soft target. Paris has the toughest gun laws in the world, they say. I mean, it's about, you can't, unless you're a bad guy, they don't care about the laws. So in Paris, the scum walks in. Remember when the press was saying mastermind? They were looking for the mastermind. Then they wonder why our youth is being seduced on the internet to come and join ISIS. And by the way, once they leave here, once they get out, once they leave our country to join ISIS, guess what? They never, ever come back. Ever. Ever. We're not letting them back. What about this? They go, they fight for ISIS, then they come back to our country. You know, eventually, they're going to say, why do we have to go over there? Let's fight for ISIS right over here against us. So they're never coming back, okay? They're never going to be allowed back into our country, ever. And you know, there's a thing that a lot of people agree with, other than probably Bernie and Hillary, but a lot of people agree with it, and they can't get it done. There are so many things that Congress can't get done. We have a situation, corporate inversion, that's where companies are leaving our country. Most politicians don't even know what it is, but it's corporate inversion. Companies are leaving our country. Thousands and thousands of jobs are being lost. Millions of jobs are being lost. One of the reasons they're leaving is we have trillions of dollars outside of the country. We can't get it back in to be put to work here. Every politician, Democrat and Republican, agrees that money should come back. They all agree. They've agreed now for 3 years. They can't even sit down and make a deal because we have no leadership in Washington. That's a deal I could get them to make in 15 minutes sitting with the Democrats and the Republicans, and the money would come pouring back in to our country. So instead, companies leave to get the money that they could bring here, and they leave because the taxes are too high. Now, you know, my tax policy and my tax proposal, we're lowering taxes for the middle class. We're lowering taxes for business. Right now, we're the highest taxed nation in the world. You're not surprised to hear that. You got taxes. And we're the most regulated nation in the world. I have two friends in the audience. I said, what's your big problem? Is it taxes? They said, we don't love the taxes, but we can't do business anymore. The regulations are so bad. We're going to knock the hell out of the regulatory environment. So it started very strongly with the trade. And I love the trade. You probably heard that Nabisco is leaving Chicago. Where are they going? Mexico. Right? You also heard Ford is leaving $2.5 billion plant they're building in Mexico. Carrier is leaving Indianapolis. They're leaving Indiana. They're going to Mexico. The politicians have no idea what to do. Our companies are leaving. They're going to Mexico and many other places. Folks, here's how you solve the problem. They can't figure it out. They want to give them incentive. You know what they'll do? They'll take the incentive and then they'll leave. So here's what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you leave the United States, you fire all these employees, you go to Mexico or wherever you're going, we're going to impose a 35% tax on any item that you sell in this country. And one of two things is going to happen. They'll leave and pay the tax and we'll make a fortune, or most likely they won't leave and they'll stay in Indiana. They're not going to leave, okay? That's probably more likely, because once they add that to their numbers, you know what happens. The numbers don't work. And, you know, those are the kind of things I kid, but those are the kind of things I'd like to do myself. My wife always says, be more presidential. It's easier to be presidential. You know, being presidential is much easier than being the way I am. It takes much less energy, okay? You know what they mean by being presidential, be more low-key. But we can't do that. Remember when Jeb said, I don't like the tone of Donald Trump. And then Hillary said, I do not like his attitude. My attitude. So listen to this, folks. We have peoples, their heads are being chopped off in the Middle East. They're being drowned in steel cages in the Middle East. And they're worried about my tone. Give me a break, okay? Give me a break. We're going to be tough. We're going to be smart. We're not going to be so politically correct. This politically correct stuff is killing us. It's killing us. And we're going to bring our jobs back to this country. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. You have a very, very big vote coming up, right? You know about that, right? It's going to be a vote. And the vote is going to be the most important vote you ever cast. Outside of, if you consider when you ask your wife or your husband, darling, will you marry me? I consider that to be very important, okay? This is going to be the most important vote you'll ever cast. Because our country does not win anymore. Where do we win? We lose on everything we do. We're like the fools. We're like the big bully that gets beat up. You ever see a bully that gets beat up? It's pretty pathetic. That's us. We're a bully that gets beat up. And we're not going to get beat up anymore, folks. We're not going to get beat up anymore, okay? And you know what? When we take care of other nations, and when we take care of NATO, 28 nations that laugh at us, and I think all but 5 are like, you know, way delinquent. And I'm going to ask very nicely for the money. I'm going to say, listen, you got to pay up, folks. We're defending these people. You got to pay up. It's obsolete. Doesn't mean we should disband, but it doesn't cover terrorism, really. It was there for another reason. You got to pay up, folks. And then I'm going to say one other thing. And by the way, you got to pay up all the back numbers that you didn't pay for years, too. You got to pay it. You got to pay it. Sorry. Sorry. We're going to get rid of a lot of that debt. We're going to get rid of a lot of the debt. The $19 trillion. You know what $1 trillion is? People don't even know what it would be. We have $19 trillion, going to $21 trillion because of one of the worst budgets ever passed. It was passed, the omnibus budget, which allows illegal immigrants, it funds it to come in. It allows Obamacare to keep going. They needed the money. It allows people to come in from Syria that we have no documentation. We have no idea where they come from. And this is a really sick budget. So anyway, all of those things are going to end. But here's what's going to happen. Tonight, we're having a great time. We're going to have a great time. And there's no rallies like Trump rallies, right? I mean, we're having a You know, a certain great musician, very famous, I'm not going to embarrass you by giving him his name, but I'll embarrass him. But he said, Trump, you're the greatest that ever lived at filling a room without a guitar, meaning without music and without an instrument. Who fills rooms like this? But you know what's really filling it is the ideas, because the ideas are all of our ideas. And that's why they talk, about this great amazing, millions and millions of people coming together because we want to see the ship righted. We want to see things happening. So, we're having a good time, and you're going to remember this. You're going to remember this evening when you look back. You're going to look back, and you're going to remember the evening. But more importantly, in 2 weeks, when you go to vote, you're going to really say something. You're going to say, right? When are you voting? What's the date? Give me the exact date. Right. Right. You're going to say when you vote, who's not going? Is there anybody in this room not going to vote? Is there anybody not going to vote on Tuesday? Huh? Anybody? You're not going to vote? Oh, you're going to vote. No. Anybody not? Why are you not going to vote? Are you not going to vote? Seriously? Is anybody not going to vote? You got to go out. We have to, on Tuesday, you're going to go vote. You are going to have you're going to cast the most important vote you've ever cast. You know, remember when I had people make the pledge and people said that was more than a pledge? It wasn't more than a pledge. Who is going to vote on Tuesday? Okay. Me. You know, I voted. When I voted yesterday, it was like such an honor. I'm saying, I walk into the voting booth, and they gave me a thing, and I saw stiff, Trump. And I said, I'm going to vote. And I said, I'm voting for myself for President of the United States. I mean, how cool is that? How cool is that? But on Tuesday, when you go and vote, so here's the story. We're having a good time. Everyone's going to have a good time. You're going to remember this evening. You're going to look back. You're going to remember. What you're really going to remember is on Tuesday, you're going to vote. And that's when our country will have started, because that vote is very important. The vote from Maryland is very, very important. Without Maryland, and which got Pennsylvania and Maryland, Rhode Island, we have a lot of great places. Delaware got a lot of great. Oh, look at that. Who's from Delaware? Oh, we love Delaware. A new poll just came out from Delaware. I'm over 50. Maybe. It must be because I have so many businesses registered in Delaware. I pay you a fortune. But we have Rhode Island. Nobody from Rhode Island, right? But Rhode Island is great. Great. So we're going to have a great day. But Maryland's very big, a lot of delegates. We got to vote. And here's what's going to happen, and here's what I promise you, folks. If I win, it's going to be a lot to do with right here. If I win, we're going to get the nomination. There is no path for Lion Ted Cruz to get the nomination. He's out. Number one. Number two, he can never beat Hillary. His views is this. How do you beat Hillary if you can't get 13 votes? I mean, Kasich beat him in New York. Can you believe that? Kasich beat him in New York. And by the way, as far as Kasich is concerned, he will get slaughtered by Hillary. He's never had one negative ad against him. I've had 55,000 negative ads. Kasich hasn't had one negative ad. As soon as he has the first 10 ads against him, he will drop like a rock, believe me. Believe me. And how do you vote for somebody that's one for 38? 1 for 38. Can't do it. Can't do it. So anyway, here's the story. Millions and millions of votes ahead. Hundreds of delegates ahead. We'll close it out soon. Maryland's very important. And I promise you this. We're going to get the nomination. I'm going to go on to beat Hillary. Beat her. And a lot of it has to do with you and Maryland and, frankly, Pennsylvania and New York last night. I mean, a lot of people. Has a lot to do with everything. Has a lot to do with, frankly, New Hampshire, which was my first. I wasn't supposed to win New Hampshire, right? And I went there, and I won in a landslide. I said, something's good happening here. Then I went to South Carolina, and that was supposed to be Lion Ted's territory, right? And big evangelical population. And they said, that's Lion Ted. I won big. Then I won the entire South. I won Alabama. I won Arkansas. I won Kentucky. I won Florida. And we're going to win a lot. Won Massachusetts, home of Tom Brady. Do we love Tom Brady, right? Right? Everybody does. I know. We love Tom Brady. He's great. He's great. He's great. How can you know? I think they know that Tom likes me, and I got almost 50 against many people. You know, I get a kick out of these pundits. They say, I mean, last night I had 61 more, but they say, Donald Trump has not broken 50. I'm running against 14 people. How do you break 50? They never say that. They're the most dishonest. They'll say, Donald Trump, Krauthammer, Donald Trump has not broken 50. I said, I got 9 people. Actually, even when you have 2 stiffs like we have now, even when you have 2 people like we have now, it's very hard to break 50, but we got 61. But here's the story. You're going to go and won almost every delegate, almost everyone. 95, we won almost everyone. Here's the thing. So you're going to cast that vote on Tuesday, and we're going to win the whole thing. And January's going to come. And you're going to look back, seriously. You're going to look back, and you're going to look back at that vote, and you're going to say it was the greatest vote you ever cast. You're going to look back, seriously. 100%. You see, you think you have the best view in the House. They actually do. You know, number one, they see what a fabulous head of hair I have. But, you do have the best view, but see the television cameras? They're going to be famous, not you, okay? They're all over television tonight. All the cameras are going crazy. So look, you're going to say it was the greatest vote you've ever cast. We're going to start winning again. When I become president, we're going to win with our military. We're going to take care of our vets. We're going to knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to win with health care. We're going to terminate Obamacare. We're going to come up with something that's so good. You're going to win with education. You're going to win with education. We're bringing our education local. We're getting rid of Common Core. We're going to win. We're going to win with our Second Amendment, big league. We're going to preserve it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to take care of it. We're going to win on the border. We're going to build the wall. We're going to have people come into our country. We're going to have people come into our country. We want people to come into our country, but they're coming into our country legally. We're going to build a wall. Don't worry. Believe me. That wall is very inexpensive to build. That wall will pay for itself in the first 6 months. It's going to stop, among other things, the drugs from pouring into our country and poisoning our youth. It's going to stop. And by the way, 16,500 members of the Border Patrol who are phenomenal people who want to do their jobs, and they're told to stand back. You can't do your jobs. Last week endorsed me. They've never endorsed a presidential candidate. And Sheriff Joe Arpaio from Arizona, the king of the borders, he endorsed Donald Trump. That says it all right. And we're going to win, folks, with trade. We are going to make phenomenal trade deals. We're going to bring back our jobs. We're going to stop our companies from leaving. We're not going to let it happen anymore. We're going to use the smartest people in the world, and we have them in this country. We don't use them. We use political hacks to negotiate with Chinese, Japanese, Mexico. We're not going to let that happen. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to win big league on trade, and we're going to bring back the health of our country financially. We're going to do things that have never been done before. We're going to make not only our country great, we're going to make our country better than ever before. We have that chance. We have that chance. So I just want to tell you, go out and vote on Tuesday. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. So go out and vote on Tuesday. Make yourself proud. You're going to be proud of your president. I don't care so much about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country again. We're going to start winning. We're going to win, win, win. We're going to make America great again. And you are going to be very, very happy. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Alright guys, thank you very much for choosing us as your stream of choice. If you are new to our stream, hit that like button and subscribe to join the community. Alright, so check back on the channel in around 30 minutes, 45 minutes to get the O'Reilly and Trump interview. It was playing live while the stream was going on. So it will be up on our channel. If you missed any of the old rallies, they're all up on our channel also. Tomorrow, there is one stream. There's one rally. And it's set to start. Let's see, right here. Okay, so tomorrow's stream is set to start at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll be live from Pennsylvania. So if you can join us, that'll be great. If you miss it, it will be up on our channel, like always. In the description box is our links. Hook us up with a like on Facebook. If you have Twitter, follow us on there. There's a lot of ways to get notifications of when we are live. I'd like to thank all of my moderators. My moderators are always awesome. They're always keeping the chat enjoyable, clean, and great for everybody. Let me give a shout out to my moderators real quick so you guys can know who they are. Every single one of them is awesome. We got Mr. President, Solitaire, Bugs Bunny, which we haven't seen but he's around, Brian, Billantine, or Bill, like I like to say, Truck, Anders, Sky McLeod, Joe Montana, which I haven't seen by the way, and Kid Canada. Thank you very much, all of my moderators. You guys are all awesome. If you'd subscribed and joined the community, we would like to welcome you. You are also awesome, and you're being part of the movement of this new Trump nation. Like I said, if you want to see the O'Reilly and Trump interview, it will be up on our channel. So, but until then, until tomorrow, I'll be signing out. Thank you for joining us. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Good night. And keep the Trump train rolling.